just want to say a couple of words. First of all, you're all very, very welcome here to Home House. Lovely to see you all, some of you again, because there's some familiar faces around the table, some new faces, but you're all very, very welcome, which is fantastic. And I hope you have a very, very enjoyable night. What I'd like to say is it's very, very important to come together on evenings like this. And I was just saying to Fraser and Ed yesterday that it's nearly 2 years to the day that we had our first investor dinner, our first celebratory investor dinner, which was to acknowledge the success of our first student accommodation deal in Derby. And that was a fantastic achievement. And we actually had the dinner. It wasn't on the completion of the project, but it was on the completion of the funding and the planning. And we actually got the project off the ground. And we got Aviva in. And that was a big weight off our shoulders at the time to get Aviva over the line and to get the project properly funded. So we had one of these dinners just like this. And some of you around this table were here on that night, although the dinner was upstairs in the other room. And the Musketeers, for example, I know were here, were very, very important investors to us from day one. I unfortunately missed that dinner, would you believe, because I was sick. Paul's nodding, because Paul was there as well, I remember. I was very, very ill and I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but I know Fraser and Ed did a fantastic job that evening. If you fast forward 2 years, in a very short, quick, stressful at times 2 years, the company's nearly unrecognisable at times, because the deals we're doing today, in one particular deal that we're doing, is nearly 10 times the size of that first deal that we did in Derby. And that was 2 years ago, that was a massive, massive deal for us. And I remember Fraser saying that evening, because we talked before the dinner, and I remember Fraser talking to you that evening saying, we want to be doing one of these deals a year. And there was a bit of a chuckle, and maybe, I don't know whether Fraser believed it himself or if we even believed it ourselves. But that was the ambition, that was the target, that we wanted to do one of these deals, at least one of these deals a year. 2 years on, we're about to complete on our fourth deal. And this fourth deal is a big, big deal. And we're very, very lucky, and we've worked very, very hard to be where we are. But we'd be nowhere without the people around this table. And that's what tonight is all about. It's actually stopping for a moment and recognising the people that have helped us achieve what we've wanted to achieve. And that's you guys. And tonight is really just to say thank you very, very much for continuing to believe in us, for continuing to trust us, and coming on the journey with us. It's been a roller coaster, to say the very least, for myself, Fraser and Ed. You guys don't get exposed to the sort of roller coaster that we do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And it has been very, very stressful. There has been blood, sweat, and tears, ladies and gentlemen, around our boardroom at times. Not so much blood, but definitely sweat and tears. Come to think of it. Come to think of it, it's more sweat and tears. But yeah, it's been incredibly challenging and incredibly hard work, but we wouldn't have it any other way, because that's what we set ourselves up to do. And in the hustle and the bustle of everyday life, and doing deals and raising money and getting planning permission and receiving awards, some of you may or may not know that first deal that we did 2 years ago, that we delivered last year for Aviva, was awarded about 4 or 5 weeks ago Property Deal of the Year at the East Midlands Property Awards Dinner. And that was a fantastic recognition. I was honoured to accept the award. The award was for the deal itself, and it was to recognise the deal that Prosperity did, but also with the partners involved. So that was the University of Derby, that was Aviva Investors, and that was also London and UK as well. So we all worked very, very hard to put that deal together and to get it over the line. And to be recognised amongst our peers was fantastic. But it sets the bar very, very high. And as I keep on saying to the guys, we're only getting started. So we are really, really grateful, and genuinely, myself, Fraser and Ed want to really thank you very, very much for believing in us, for trusting us, and for coming on this journey with us. And I sincerely hope to see all of you and more at further dinners over the years. So before we tuck into this fantastic meal, I'd just like to say thank you very, very much to each and all of you at this table. I hope you enjoy the evening, and I hope to see you at many more of these dinners over the years. Thank you very much. Cheers.
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 And to your ongoing success.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Cheers. I'll drink to that. Cheers. Thank you.